3 days ago, Bobby Wine left the country to unknown destination, and it is said that he went to meet different people who are struggling for freedom, democracy on the entire African continent as well as globally. Now, that's a very important development. We received this news not from Bobby Wine himself, because he usually communicates on his social media platforms, but the spokesperson for the party, the National Unity Platform, known as Joel Senyonyi, is the one who gave us the news. He said in a tweet that the NUP president, that is the National Unity Platform president, Honorable Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, is leaving the country for a 4-day official working visit. And he continued to say that while away, he will meet several leaders and fellow struggleists on the African continent in furtherance of our struggle for freedom and democracy. So that is what Joel Senyonyi is the one who actually released this news. He's the one who actually released this information that Bobby Wine left the country. Now, that's a very, very important development, especially for Uganda, especially for the struggle for freedom and democracy on the continent. Now, we should all understand that Bobby Wine, this is not his very first time to leave the country. He has left the country on several occasions, trying to mobilize outside Uganda, trying to mobilize Ugandans and also other people who are change seeking or who share the same ideology with him in terms of overthrowing autocrats, dictators, and tyrants on the continent and all over the globe. Before he ran for president, we understand very well that he made various international trips to Jamaica, United States of America, to the Caribbean, to Middle East, as well as on the African continent. We know on the African continent, he visited South Africa, he visited the Zimbabwe, he visited Nigeria, and he visited Ghana, I think. He also visited Kenya, where he was welcomed with very many people in one way or the other. Now, this is really, really, really good because what Bobby Wine is fighting, what Bobby Wine's strategy now is that he's not putting all his cards on the table, because we have seen that Museveni has been playing his cards close to the chest, and the strategy that Bobby Wine is now embarking on, I think it is a really good strategy that the government will not be able to predict his movements. They won't be able to predict his moves, and he will be leaving Museveni and his cronies thinking and playing these mind games in one way or the other. But on the other hand, he will be working underground to see that they foster change in the country and fight for the victory that the people of Uganda voted for. Now, this is what is interesting, is that Bobby Wine has a lot of connections on the continent of Africa. He has a lot of connections in South Africa. He has with the Julius Malemas of this world. He has a lot of connections in Zimbabwe with Nelson Chamisa. He has connections in Kenya with Babu Owino and all these people. And also in Ghana and also in Nigeria, where he was invited for the Federation concert and all this kind of thing. You see, Bobby Wine has two capacities as a person, the politician, Bobby Wine, as well as the musician. So he can he can use those two dimensions as a musician to travel to these places and motivate other musicians, because every musician on the continent who is an activist, who is engaged in changing the lives of people, they have now realized that you can not only change the lives of people as a musician, but you can use music to get into politics and then create a very, very big change in our communities and things of that sort. And the person to go to, for that matter, in this generation, in our generation, is Bobby Wine or Honorable Chagulanyi Sentamu. So while he left for the working visit, they said that they will not disclose his destination and things of that sort. Now, this is what is interesting, because we all know that the government of Uganda, they had made it something that it was normal to them to always look out on Bobby Wine's family. If they are leaving the country, they take pictures, and they also release their travel information on the internet. The wife, anyone who is in supporting Bobby Wine, they always look out for them and take pictures of them. So the fact that now the government doesn't know where Bobby Wine passed, number one, they do not know which route he used, they do not know where he passed, and so on and so forth. Because if they had known, trust me, these people, already they would have put that information out there, because that's how crazy they are. Now, why would he leave the country? Why would he go out and work and work outside the country? Recently, I told you that this is what Bobby Wine has, is likely to do, and he's likely to be sworn in as well. I would be surprised if I told it it's not sworn in as the president, but he's going to be sworn in as the president anyway. And secondly, he will be embarking on international trips like these ones, visiting different people on the African continent, as well as the diaspora. You see, Museveni is very unpopular now in the country, in Uganda, as well as on the continent of Africa, as well as globally. Museveni is completely unpopular. Now, what that means is if he goes to visit any country or anywhere, it's going to be hard for him to be given a platform or to talk to any of those people in those particular countries. Now, what is happening here is that any president that invites Museveni to come to their country, they are going to be underscoring, number one, with the electorate in that particular country, if at all it has any sense of democracy. For example, if at all you are Uhuru Kenyatta and you invite Museveni in the country, trust me, Uhuru Kenyatta is going to become unpopular. And any candidate he is supporting for president is likely to be affected, especially given the fact that they are aligning themselves with a thief, an electoral thief, a dictator, and a tyrant. That's why you see Museveni did not even go to attend the Tanzanian president's funeral, John Pombe Magufuli. He did not go there because he was aware that if he went there, he did not land. He did not want to be booed. He didn't know the quality of reception he would have got if at all he had attended Magufuli's burial. So he decided to stay home. Just so you understand, Museveni has spent, I think, 1.5 years without leaving the country, not just because of COVID, but even before COVID. The last time he had left the country, I think he had gone to attend a UK summit or something of that sort. No, it might have been the last time he left the country. He might have gone to Tanzania. Now, when he went to Kenya a few years ago to speak at an event at the University of Nairobi, students in Kenya protested. They actually chased him out. They booed him, and there's nothing he could do. And such scenes Museveni doesn't want to see. Now, in Tanzania, he could not attend the funeral. In Rwanda, the borders are closed. These two are fighting against each other. That is, if it is believable. Burundi also cannot invite the gentleman. The only places that the president is left to attend, it is just the Zoom conferences. That is Museveni. The only things Museveni is left to attend, because he is still president now as we speak, because he is going to hand over. We are going to force him to hand over when Bobby Wine swears in. That's why I would interchangeably say those words, so do not get confused that Mayanja is now calling Museveni president, and now Bobby Wine is president as well. Yeah, there is this transition period, so that is what we are going through. So after the transition period, and Bobby Wine is sworn in, then we cease calling Museveni president. Bobby Wine will be called president. So as we speak today, Bobby Wine is presidential elect. Now the thing is this, that Museveni is completely unpopular in the entire East African region. He was booed in Nairobi. He did not attend the funeral in Tanzania. In Rwanda, the borders are closed. Burundi, it's not one country he would like to visit, as well as South Sudan. Now, countries like South Africa, you have the Julius Malemas over there. In Zimbabwe, where he would have gone to that gentleman known as Mnangagwa, he cannot go there as well. Chamisa is there. And they would likely put up, they would likely make it unpleasant for him in one way or the other. Now, on the other hand, but it's also rather most likely that he might have left a few days earlier than it was announced. Yeah. So with that, it really makes it hard. He's really making it hard for Museveni now, because we are now seeing a change in strategy on how Bobby Wine is going to be addressing most of these issues. Because there is nothing that would pain a president like Museveni, seeing Bobby Wine having massive crowds, seeing Bobby Wine meeting different people in the diaspora, seeing Bobby Wine having so many people who are supporting him outside Uganda. That is really bad. Meaning that he can easily isolate the country, and Uganda would easily be cut off from the rest of the countries. Sorry, from the rest of the continent. Like they would be easily cut off from Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Sudan, as well as the Congo. So he is on a 4-day visit, and we are watching closely to see When he comes back, we shall also come back and make an analysis on the people he visited and why he chose those particular people to visit. But as we speak right now, you should all understand that he has so many connections on the continent, both within the entertainment world that is looking up to him, that would like to learn from him, as well as the entertainment world that would like to bring about change on the continent of Africa. But then he, on the other hand, the political world is also looking at him. The people in his age range, and people, the fellow struggleists, the fellow people who are fighting for the continent and things of that sort. They are also looking up to him. So this 4-day visit, trust me, is a visit of high magnitude, and it really means a lot for the struggle for Uganda, but as well as the struggle for Africa. Because this visit, given the fact that he's meeting African fellow struggleists, it means that Bobby Wine's fight is not only on the continent, is not only not only for Uganda, but also for the entire African continent. Now we have a president called Museveni who is fighting for the East African blah blah blah. He cannot even visit Tanzania. Museveni is fighting for the Kenyan blah blah blah. He cannot even visit. He's fighting for Rwanda. I mean, he cannot even go to Rwanda, for heaven's sake. The gentleman cannot even visit any African country that is fighting for African unity. So that's the kind of president we have. But you have Bobby Wine who can leave the country and go and foster this kind of change on the continent. So we are looking closely on the story, monitoring to see when he comes back after the 4-day visit, and then see what takes place here and there. Thank you very much for listening. Subscribe to the channel, comment, and share your opinions. Bye-bye.